as a little bit of an icebreaker, I was thinking back to the very first interview I did with you, which was November 2019.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember it because
in Column.
it was either
shop.
a coffee shop or a juice bar, and it was you and Declan Rice together. Have a look at this.
I'm Mason Mount.
And I'm Declan Rice.
And see us on Soccer Saturday. I'm Mason Mount.
It's actually mad how young we both look there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You and Declan meet when you were like 8, you know, 2 kids with a dream to be professional footballers. The reality of being a footballer versus the dream you had, how different is it?
Yeah, it's obviously there's so many ups and downs. The dream, it was always...
There's no downs in the dream, is there? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, of course,
Yeah.
There's no, you're always thinking, as a kid, what it would look like and where you want to be playing in these big games, and so I think it's always about, as a kid, making it into a first team. But like along that journey, especially in the academy days, the reality does become, wow, this is brutal, because so many of your mates end up either getting released, like Deck did at the time. His journey was totally different than mine. He end up getting released, and then you go your separate paths. But ultimately, he obviously ended up making it work.
Done all right, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done all right. Credit to him, because he showed what he's all about, and obviously I go my different path. So it's crazy when you look back at it.
It's so interesting you say, like, you realised how brutal it was even that early, because I was, you know, if I'm honest, half expecting to say like the last couple of years have kind of taught you just how like tough it can be, but actually that had begun years and years before.
Yeah, definitely. I think in my younger years, I didn't have, I'd say, loads of downs. It's very lucky to play in very good teams where we won a lot. And then as you get older and as you grow more, you obviously understand there's definitely going to be ups and downs. And the downs that I kind of experienced probably was losing big games or losing a final of something. That's definitely one of them, but you have to learn about, you have to overcome, and it's a different kind of feeling that obviously I hadn't experienced in my younger years.
So what is the key to coming through a period like that? Like, I will genuinely always remember you at City last year. You'd worked so hard to get back. I don't think I've ever seen a player look so devastated as I honestly, like when they leave the pitch. So when you've worked so hard, you have that moment. Obviously, probably there's just a couple of days just being devastated. From that point, what does it take to get back?
Yeah, it was very tough, because obviously the gaffer had just come in. I was obviously playing. I was getting into the team, and then when I knew straight away, when I felt it, I was like, this is it's not.
You're not going to be playing next week.
It's not going to be a good one. And I actually, in the game, I played on for like 5 minutes, I think, what it felt like.
Is that almost denial?
And when I was running around, as for me, I'm like, come on, like, this will go, this will go away. Can I run this off? And I was in agony. Like, anytime I tried to sprint or press, I just couldn't move. So it was like, like the setting in your mind where it's like, okay, right, I've got to come off here. I'm playing City, I don't want to be a hindrance to the rest of the lads. So you have to make that decision, and that's one of the toughest things to do as a player. And then you can see, obviously, me walking off the pitch, I was gutted, get into the dressing room, and it's like that, it's setting in where like, this is going to be a good few months out now, and it takes probably a couple days to kind of get your head around that. But then for me, it was always, right, I'm back on it now, right, focused. What can I do to get back as quick as possible and in the best shape I can be?
Who supports you through stuff like that? Because, again, going back to that interview all those years ago with you and Declan, I kind of got half a memory of him talking about what a strong family you have.
Yeah.
Like how much he loved your parents and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of in a family sense, who supports you through stuff like that?
Yeah, I have an amazing support system. All my family, unbelievable. But I always think, like this is off topic, but I went away and lived in another country and didn't play at the beginning. When I went on loan, I didn't play. It was very tough. I was in another country and
This is going to the Netherlands, isn't it?
yeah, this is when I was in Holland, and I always like my family come out a little bit, but I was like, look, leave me to this. Like, this is down to me to get into the team. This is an unbelievable experience for me. Obviously, at the time, I was like frustrated, but it was like down to me. And this is similar. I think it was like, right, I need to get through this now, and it will make me stronger. Obviously, they helped and they were there for me through the difficult times, because it does get very, very difficult when you're coming into training. All the lads are training outside and you're inside sitting on a treatment bed. It's never easy, but it was like, right, it's down to me to get through this. And as I said before, do everything I can to get back in the best shape.
So if you were talking to your younger self, that I'm just having that memory of that little kid who's taking all those free kicks with a kind of long hair, or you were speaking to a kid who's trying to make it now. Obviously, it takes talent and hard work. But what do you think? What really makes a football career, do you think?
I'd always say hard work is like the middle. I think it's the nucleus, I think, to really create success. I was so determined, and I was never going to stop until I made it, basically. That was always my goal, always in my head. I'm not going to let someone work harder than me. I'm just going to always be the one that works the hardest. And obviously lucky that I had some ability to go with that.
Very humble.
Yeah. If there's any kid that, when I leave the training ground, I stop to speak to them and they ask me any tips, I say, you have to enjoy it. Like, anytime you're on the pitch, if you're training, if you're playing, enjoy it, because these are the best times of your life.
Has that enjoyment ever wavered for you? Because actually, if I picture you playing football, I picture you with a smile on your face. You always look like you're enjoying playing football.
Yeah.
Has that ever wavered?
No, I don't think. You go through times where it's difficult. You have difficult moments in games or with the team. It's tough. But I always enjoy playing. Like, I always enjoy being out there.
At a certain point during the Aston Villa game, Gary Neville said on commentary, Man United are better with Mason Mount in the team. Is some of that down to the unseen work that you do? I mean, obviously you can score a goal, you can create a goal, you have that talent, but the bits you do behind the scenes, the connection you have with your teammates, the hard work you do off the ball, do you think there's a lot to you as a character and your game that maybe, wouldn't necessarily get picked up on a highlights reel?
Yeah, definitely. I always think that, there's a lot that obviously people don't see, but within the group, I think bringing that energy for myself and for the boys onto the pitch, it's super important. Them seeing me maybe start a press or pressing the goalkeeper when it's not on, but then it also sets a trigger for the rest of the lads to go. These are the things that they may look small for someone watching the game, but in the game, it can have an effect on the lads around me. So yeah, that's always what I try to help the lads around. That okay, right, he's going, he's pressing, he's working hard. That means I need to do it, because in the Premier League now, if every single player in the team, if you have one that doesn't work hard, you're going to get punished. You're going to get punished, and the level of the Premier League right now is so high, very, very high technically, but also physically, it's very demanding. So, yeah, I see myself in that role, and also on the ball as well. I've been used obviously a bit higher up and a position that I'm very used to, but I always see myself as a midfielder. That's where I always used to play coming through the academy when I was a younger kid. I was always a midfielder, so I think I bring that side of it as well, where I can go forward, I can get into the box. But also when we don't have the ball, I will drop in and help the lads in midfield. So yeah, I really enjoyed that part of the game.
You know, you've been the spark, the creative spark in a team that won the Champions League. You played 30 odd times for your country. So your top level is really high. At the moment, how close are you to that?
I think I'm getting there. I think I'm getting close to really being back to that. I think now with all my experience that I've got and the experiences that I've been through, I think it can be higher than before, for sure. Because I'm still learning, I'm still growing as a player. So I think over the last couple of years, it's been difficult to get even close to that level. But
just no rhythm, no momentum.
Exactly, yeah, with the rhythm and the setbacks. But now I've obviously had a really good pre-season and a lot of games, a lot of minutes in the legs, and I think for me, I feel like I'm getting close to being back.
Do these feel like a big few months, maybe even weeks ahead? Feels like with the players you have away, the injury Bruno's now picked up, like the team's really going to need you. And also, in terms of personal ambition, there was obviously a World Cup ahead, and it feels like for you to make that, you'd need to be in the squad in March. To get in the squad in March, you probably need to play really well in the next few weeks.
Definitely, I think first and foremost here, it's obviously I always look at my performances and how I can help the team, but it's not just about me. I think it's a collective. As a group, we all need to step up and really keep going, because I think like games like yesterday, I had a feeling of like, in moments we played well and we did some good things, but at the end of the day, we end up losing the game. So we can definitely learn, and we can continue to learn small details that maybe let us down at the moment. But for me personally, yeah, as I said, I think it's continuing to do what I've been doing and keep improving, and the performances will keep getting better and better, I think. And then whatever happens later on next year will happen. I've just got to focus on my performances here and keep going and keep working hard, and hopefully we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Is it in your mind though, England? It feels like, especially like personal for you, because there's an England manager who knows how good you are. Like you've been a key part of a team that he managed that did great things.
Yeah, of course. But I always say it starts with club. If you're performing at the club, then you have an opportunity to get in the squad. I think first and foremost, if we're doing well, if we're winning games, if we're pushing up the league, then there's always going to be that opportunity there. Obviously, I know Thomas. I know what he's all about. So yeah, I'll be doing everything I can to get in that squad.
Thank you, Mason.
Thank you very much.
A pleasure.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.